Hi, this is Tag again, and it's time for another cheap as chips competition. Now, unfortunately, my luck only got worse after Team Cup with buying GPUs. I bought 3 GTX 560s. One I just got refunded for, one I get scammed on, and the third one arrived broken. So this is the broken card, the only one that I have so far. And you can see it's a EVGA super clocked one. Now, let me show you what the card does, because to me it looks very much like memory, and that's why I'm going to try to fix it today. Okay, so here we are booting, and you will soon see what happens. Let's wait for it to automatically install the driver, and then you will see what the card's problem is. Okay, this isn't working. I think we have to install driver manually. Let's go here, NVIDIA, the driver. All of them should work, right? And here we go. Great, now it's just the black screen. I can't reproduce the artifacting I had before. Let's just run mats anyways and see what it does. Okay, so here we are. Let's run mats and see what happens. Okay, now let's open our report. Here we are. 3. Okay, looks like we only have issues on one memory chip, which means I have some hope for this. Usually if Fermi has errors on multiple, it's most likely to be core. So yeah, we got A1 being bad by the looks of things. Yep. Let's see, should be all the same bits. Yep. So probably just one bad ball. I'm just going to try to reball the chip, and well, I'll see you at the bench again. Okay, so here we are. First thing is to find our pin 1 on the core. Let's go down here. Here we have the corner marking for pin 1, this little triangle. So we go across and then counterclockwise, but starting with the higher bits basically. So this would be A1, this would be A0, B1, B0, C1, C0, and so on. So this chip right above the PCIe clip is the bad one, and that's even more of an indicator in my opinion that it is just a bad ball, because that's the chip that gets flexed the most if the card is like bent in transport in a case or something, because it's where the PCIe hooks into. So let's just remove this thing. Let me get some foil and then preheat the board and just take it off and see what happens. Okay, so card is covered in foil and it's still pretty hot to the touch. Let's get the hot air and remove this thing. A little bit of flux for both sides, there we go. Just blast it. Okay. Chip is off. See if I can see any obvious damage. Not really. Might be some bolts down here that look kinda sketchy. Let's clean this up. Okay. Did I just take off a capacitor, or was that pad unpopulated? No, I definitely took off a capacitor. Okay. Let's put that back then. Okay. Looks like it's on there. Let's just give it a quick wick. Good enough. Give it a clean. Now I'm going to use the chip that was on here, but it's Samsung eDie HC04. So very common chip, so in case it doesn't work, if we just reball it, just going to harvest one from another card and put that on there. Let's have a look. Don't really see much. Looks good. A little bit more. Okay, let's clean up the chip. It's a bit high. Get a bit down. Yeah. Can't see anything, obviously. Okay. off. Okay, got a GDDR5 stencil. Let's just wash this quickly as well. We'll put it on top and get a little thing to clamp it into. Let's do it this way around. Cool. I just have to adjust it. Kind of annoying. If you're used to GDDR3 with the bump in the middle, it doesn't seem to self-center itself that well. Okay, let's actually tighten this down for once. That looks good. Guess that side, yeah. There we go. Now let's get some solder paste. My usual trick was just preheating it a tiny bit. Okay. Now it's nice and warm and this solder paste should flow easier. Okay, so this doesn't need to be perfect, I'm just heating it up again. Okay, you see it liquefy. So it goes down into the holes better. And now you just want to sort of rub it in with a Q-tip. Sure everything is nice and covered. Cool. Wipe it off. Now this is kind of important, it needs to be reasonably clean, otherwise like small little balls form on top of the stencil and they tend to roll into your holes in the stencil and basically make bigger balls, which then would rip off the pads on the memory chip. So you have to clean it off before. Okay. I hope that you see enough on the camera. Nice and clean. Okay, let's start from one side and heat up the paste and it should form nice little balls. Cool, that looks good. So you can see, probably look reasonably uniform. Let me remove it and hold it up to the camera. It's a bit hot. There we go. Now just need to remove the stencil. But it has a groove here, so it should be easy. Exactly, go under there like that. Stencil goes into the alcohol. Okay, now this should be a memory chip with some nice little balls. Now we need to remove the plugs on here. So throw it in here. Find my toothbrush. No idea where that went. There we go. The light brush. Dry it off. got a, come on, focus. Nice little memory chip that we can throw back on the card. Sure, there was some hair on there. Let's put it here. For this step, unfortunately, I think you're not gonna see everything because I have to actually look from the side with a little flashlight to see if when the ball is leaking far, basically. Okay, so here is the chip. Let's preheat our area a good while. Okay, add a little bit of flux. And add our memory chip. Doesn't need to be perfectly centered, good enough is good enough. And now I'm looking from the side and seeing when the ball's looking for. So one side drop, other side drop. That looks good. You see it sort of sag a little bit when you heat it up, and once both sides have dropped, it should be on there. Let's see. Looks perfectly centered to me. Come on, focus. There we go. Now, as a little benefit, the cap we put back also kind of self-centered itself on the pads because we heated up the area. Okay, we seem to be a bit lower, but like the angle, basically if you look at the chip from the side, you see that its top is basically in line with the chip behind it. So you can tell that both sides are on there. Now let's just quickly check resistances and then throw this card into a system and put it. I have no idea what the memory rail was before. I'm just checking if it's not shorted, basically. Zoom out a bit. So my guess is that this up here is memory. One of those caps should be memory then. One side is ground and the other side should be good enough. 50 ohms. I have no idea where the memory controller rail on this is, but she'll be alright. Get the fan. A couple of screws. Yep. I don't really like this fan construction. But we're going to overclock the card anyhow, so it's going to be cool at least with single stage, probably LN2, I don't know. Yeah. Screw in the fan. Let's see if it posts. Okay, so back in mats, let's run it again and see if the report comes back clean. Okay, scroll way down till we get to report. Report 3, yep, all good. So this really was just a bad ball. Card works. Very nice. Now I'm going to mod this thing, likely e-power it, But all of that is going to be in another video. So that's it. I finally have a card for cheap as, even if it took me 3 attempts to get one, and I had to fix it. But yeah, it is what it is. And I hope I can at least push this card pretty well. Bye!